Well. The Dallas Cowboys defense is terrible. I don't even think that word could describe it. I mean, it is absolutely putrid. And the guy who I got on the screen right here, this is Mike Nolan. I mean, Mike Nolan put together one of the worst defensive coordinator performances that has been seen in the NFL in a long time. And everyone thought there's no way it'll ever be as bad as Mike Nolan again. We'll enter in Matt Eberflus. Matt Eberflus is on a trajectory to put what Mike Nolan did to shame. He is on his way to making Mike Nolan look like one of the top defensive coordinators in the league. And we have another problem. I posed the question yesterday, who brought in Matt Eberflus? Because I was wondering if he was somebody that was handpicked by Brian Schottenheimer. Well, we're going to listen to Jerry Jones. And I think it's very clear who brought Matt Eberflus in. And I'm about to tell you why. Matt Eberflus is not going to be fired by the Dallas Cowboys, at least this season. Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And if you like this video, don't forget at the end to please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another video or go live. And if you haven't become a channel member subscriber yet, please do. We have a lot of great things coming up this season. Now let's talk facts. Matt Eberflus. I don't think anyone thought it would be this bad. But it's funny to me. My wife, she doesn't know all the X's and the O's, but she loves the Dallas Cowboys. And she asked me a very simple question. She said, didn't Chicago let him go mid-season last year? Why would Jerry Jones hire him? That's too much common sense. I believe Jerry Jones hired Matt Eberflus for continuity. So now we got Brian Schottenheimer playing the company man, even though he may not agree with this thing with Matt Eberflus. So I'm going to let you hear Brian Schottenheimer from yesterday, Stephen Jones from yesterday, and then Jerry Jones puts the cherry on top as it applies to Matt Eberflus. And this full well lets us know that he is not going to be fired this season. This season. Let's roll it.
And then if you believe you have the personnel to run this defense, do the player to run the defense believe in the scheme?
Well, that's the bigger question. I would think so. I would hope so. I mean, what are we in? 6 games in? Is that right? We 6 games in? Yeah, I would think so. You know, we plugged one hole in the passing game a couple weeks ago, right? Certainly, we've shown the ability to run the football. We've shown the ability to stop the run. But there's a consistency that's not showing up. And we got to be better. And that starts with me. It starts with the coaching staff, putting these guys in the right position. But, again, give Carolina credit. They were the more physical team today. We knew that it was going to be a physical game. And I'm man enough to stand up here in front of you guys and say that. And I don't like it. I don't like saying it to our team. But when you turn on the film, that's what you're going to see.
Cowboys got a compound problem. The question is perfect. Do you have the personnel to run the scheme, and does the personnel believe in the scheme? I'm not sure that we have the personnel to run the scheme, especially the way Matt Eberflus wants to run it. But number 2, I think it's blatantly apparent they don't believe in the scheme. Because these players, and I said it yesterday, these players are telling us they're not as bad as these people are making them out to be, or how people are making them out to be. They're saying schematically that there's something that we don't understand that Matt Eberflus is trying to get them to do that they don't agree with, or it's leaving them in very vulnerable situations. I think it's a combination of the two. The scheme don't fit the players, and the players don't like the scheme. And I don't think the players, I think they like Matt Eberflus. I don't think they bought into Matt Eberflus either. Listen to this.
I'm sure with the Athletic. Why do you believe that Matt Eberflus can get this fixed?
Yeah, Matt's a great coach. I mean, Matt's a great coach. He's been around. Everywhere he's ever been, he's had good defenses, and it's not just Matt by himself. Matt's trying. The players are trying. This is not a lack of effort. This is not.
That sounds like something that somebody says in like Pee-wee football or something. People are trying. Man, when you're a professional football player, nah, bro, we don't pay you to try. We pay you to execute. You're paid to execute. And I challenge, and I think these players are challenging. I think they're challenging whether or not Matt Eberflus is trying. Because Matt Eberflus, this is some of the same type of stuff they didn't like about him in Chicago. It was basically not his fault as much as it was the players. And this is why I caution Brian, who keeps talking about the players. Because we got to ask ourselves the question, is it the players are not executing because they're not good enough? Or is it the scheme is terrible? Is it they don't like the scheme? What is it? Because I just don't believe these players are that bad. But boy, Brian Schottenheimer, man, he's in the danger zone. Because he keeps saying all the right things, but the right things aren't happening. And in some cases, he keeps blaming the players. And these players are going to get tired of him blaming them. And they're going to start speaking out even more, just like Trayvon Diggs did, and now even Deron Bland subtly did.
Not that. It's, again, we have to be able to play more complementary defense. And early in the season, we were getting hurt throwing the football. And, this game, we got hurt running the football. We were not surprised. We got to tackle better. Our gap control is not very good right now. That's the big thing I'd say to you. Our gap control is not where it needs to be. We're not fitting gaps right. I think, first half, it seemed like there was, almost probably 75, 80% of their runs, the guy was 4 or 5 yards before we had contact on him. That's not good enough. And we know that, and we're going to address it.
Well, he keeps saying this. But why? Why is this happening? Now, one of the issues we have to admit is that it's three different defensive coordinators in what? 3 years? Four different defensive coordinators in what? 6 years? Something is not clicking. And I don't think it's just the fact that the players are bad. I don't think it's just the fact that they're missing gap assignments and all this stuff and getting blown off the ball. I don't think they believe in what they're doing. I don't think they believe in the defensive coordinator. I think we're watching a combination of things. Let's listen to Stephen Jones. Boy, his response to 105.3 The Fan when they asked him about firing Matt Eberflus. Shoot, check this out.
Now, if y'all have the right personnel in place, you need to execute better. Can you walk people through, myself included, why you think Matt Eberflus's defense is the right one for this team and this personnel?
Well, I think it's a work in progress. There's no question. Matt Eberflus has been a very successful defensive coordinator in this league. He was really good when he was here. He was really good at Indy to the point where he got a head coaching job at Chicago and then had really good defenses there.
But see, I'm not sold on this. It's one thing when you have what people call a good defense subjectively, and when someone has a good defense objectively. When I start thinking about objectively, like great defensive coordinators, the guy over in Kansas City, Super Bowls, skins on the wall. I start thinking like those kind of defense coordinators. I don't think about because someone had some success as in a winning season or a couple of winning seasons. That don't come off to me as what I necessarily call successful. I mean, I want to know, how deep did they go in the playoffs? Any Super Bowls? What were the players? Who were the players they had? And so Stephen Jones has got to even ask himself, though, him and Jerry, if Matt Eberflus was that good, then why did the Chicago Bears fire him mid-season? Why? What, 6-game losing streak? For what it's worth, if your defense is that good, surely you could have found some ways to win some of those games. I just wonder about all of this bragging they're doing about Matt Eberflus, who in the grand scheme of things, to me, when you just, if you're looking at this objectively, man, he might have been a little bit better than mediocre. But if you're talking about going to a championship, I don't think Matt Eberflus was your man.
A matter of our guys executing the defense. Probably going to be some give and take in there, and
players are going to get tired of this. The players not executing. I'm telling you, they're going to get tired of it.
Us doing more and more what our guys may do better in terms of how it works with what he's doing, and it's just one of those things where we have to continue to go to work every week and get better.
Now, Steven sound like right there he's saying that the Cowboys are going to make adjustments for the players. So I hope that's the case.
And but we've got to get better in all three phases. Right now, we're not good enough to go out there and consistently play at a winning level, and we've got to get to that point.
You know, Stephen, I'm not suggesting this, and I have seen a lot of texts about it, and I'm kind of curious, how much of a step backwards would it be to change a defensive coordinator right now?
Guys, we're worried about getting to work, going to work this week, and getting better each week so that we can be more consistent and execute. And we feel like, as Coach Schottenheimer said, we've got good personnel, and I think we're going to evolve into a good defense. We just have to continue to go to work.
I'm telling you, something ain't matching. They're saying they have the personnel. They have the right coach. Well, then what's the problem? What's the problem? They're all saying the same things, but when we see it on the field, it's not the same. Let's listen to Jerry Jones, and then I'm going to read you an article from Fish Sports that I got in my email box this morning. Let's check out Jerry Jones.
Jerry, the toughest question we have for you today is the number one topic amongst the fans, and that is the status of Matt Eberflus and his job. Why is Eberflus still the guy to get this defense going in the right direction, and what do you say to the fans who want him replaced?
He's been in that, he's had tremendous experience. He's dealt with adversity with a long record, not only with us, but with his tenure at Chicago and Indianapolis. And he's had some great successes, had some very great successes, but he's had his tail kicked. That's who I want in the foxhole with me, because there's no such thing as having all the answers. And so when I jumped at it, when I saw we had a chance to get him, I still...
That, to me, is the problem. He hired Matt Eberflus. And if Jerry hires Matt Eberflus, then Matt Eberflus answers to Jerry. And this is the same thing I've hated about the Dallas Cowboys in the past. It always seemed like it was the offense against the defense. Now, Brian Schottenheimer has actually done a great job of kind of making the whole team thing, because I think a lot of these coaches couldn't handle it. I don't think Jason Garrett, I don't think Wade Phillips, I don't think Mike McCarthy, I don't think many people handled it as well as I believe Brian Schottenheimer is handling it and trying to still make it his team. I think the team is listening to Brian, but I don't think they're sold for a second on Matt Eberflus. And Jerry is trying to sell Matt Eberflus, and you're selling him while the players are like, they're not buying it. The fan base is not buying it. And I'm not even sure if Brian Schottenheimer buys it, but I believe Brian Schottenheimer has to buy it because this is what Brian Schottenheimer signed up for. But if you got the right personnel, you have the right coach, then why is it not working? It shouldn't be this bad. We can see some mistakes, but this is terrible. Jerry hired Matt Eberflus. And this is why Matt Eberflus is one of the reasons why Matt Eberflus will not be fired this season. The Cowboys are going to ride this out, so it's either going to get better or it's going to stay the same. And don't even dare say it can't get worse, because it can.
Feel as strongly as I did the day we brought him in here. And these things that we're dealing with here are not one, two major things. There are a lot of little things that you can address and get right. And you can adjust the nuances of them. And for instance, the other day, we couldn't stop the run. Yet we were within a possession. If we drive that ball at the end of the game, we got a good chance to win it. We were up all day for the most.
Now, see, here we go. Brian Schottenheimer did the same thing yesterday, putting all the onus on the offense when your doggone defense is giving up 27 points. Your offense has scored 27 points, but your defense is giving up 27 points. So your offense literally has to be perfect or you're not going to win. This is crazy talk. Nah, bro. Wanye Thomas said it best. You have to be able to get a stop. Period in the story.
Part. And so there's a lot of ways to win football games. And Flus is dealing with nuances there that we can adjust and change. And you do adjust, and you do change. And there will be that. What's interesting is that the way the game panned out was very, very on point with the way that our coaches planned for the game to pan out. We just thought we could get more stops. We thought we could physically do a better job with them. And they were able to scheme us a little bit, that to their credit. But we were in that game close enough. What I think I don't want to take too long on this answer, but Carolina is easy to overlook as a formidable matchup with us. They match up right good against where we need the work. And so they were a tough opponent for us the other day. We almost pulled it off.
Man, I don't know what to tell us. I don't know what to tell us on this thing with Jerry Jones. I really don't know what to tell us, but I can tell you this. Just listening to these guys talk, Matt Eberflus is going nowhere this season. I want to show you this as I get out of here and get ready for the 4:30 show today. This came in my email, and Mike Fisher is reporting. Don't believe the hype about this thing with one Matt Eberflus. As in, just because the Cowboys don't fire him don't mean that they're not going to fire him after the season. Because in the grand scheme of things, before we read this article, I mean, who are you going to hire if you fire Matt Eberflus? They would still have to come in and install a defense, and it would probably still take 2 or 3 or 4 weeks to get that ready. And you're talking about almost more than half of the season's gone. I mean, who are you going to get? There's nobody on the staff that can do it. Who are you going to get? Jerry hired him. Jerry's going to give him every opportunity to succeed. But Mike Fisher says right here, Mike Fisher says, but is Jones' faith in one of head coach Brian Schottenheimer's top lieutenants unshakable and permanent? It is not. A source close to the situation tells me that Eberflus is on thin ice as it relates to his future in Dallas. That doesn't mean an in-season change is at all imminent. Jones's Cowboys, for a variety of reasons, have employed different defensive coordinators in the last years. Hardly a sign of stability. but there is no reason for long-term security here for Eberflus. Despite his solid resume and privately, there is no reason, not even a foxhole logic, for Jones to be all satisfied with what he's getting from the coach. So in other words, that's why I'm saying we just might as well get ready, because that means that Matt Eberflus, he won't be here for the long haul, but he'll definitely be here for the rest of the season. And I'm not actually fooled by this rhetoric by Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, because last year they had the same rhetoric about Mike McCarthy. And I told y'all last year towards the end of the season, I said, no. The Jerry and Stephen, even in losses, they kept on hyping Mike McCarthy up. I said, no, they're not going to bring him back. They were hyping him up too much. And the Cowboys, I understand what they're doing. They want to make sure they continue to hype him up because they don't want the team to feel like they don't have any confidence in him. They're not dumb. They can see what's going on. This thing is terrible. But they don't want to let on to the team it's terrible, because the team is already not accepting the scheme. The defense is already not accepting the scheme. If they started criticizing Matt Eberflus in the court of public opinion, man, it'd be a mutiny already. But again, y'all tell me what you think. I don't think he'll be here next year unless there's some kind of drastic change. But as far as this season goes, y'all better buckle up. In Dak we trust. Matt Eberflus is here for the long haul. It does sound like that they're going to try to force his hand on some things and try to force him to maybe go some more man-to-man. Sounds like what Jerry and Steven both are alluding to. Sounds like they're going to try to make him do some things. But will he do those things? Yet to be seen. Tell me what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Until the next time, TC4L, God bless. Let's Talk Cowboys, and we talk facts. Peace.